What if I told you there are disasters that have occurred that we still can't explain? Yes, in this vast and complex world of ours, there are events, peculiar phenomena, and outright disasters that, despite our leaps in technology and understanding, remain shrouded in mystery. These are not mere tales spun from the threads of fiction. They are real, tangible events that have left scientists, researchers, and the common man alike scratching their heads in bewilderment. From inexplicable natural disasters to eerie sounds that defy logic to sudden explosions with no discernible cause, these are the mysteries that continue to baffle us, that continue to challenge our understanding of the world we inhabit. These are the unseen mysteries, the stories that have slipped through the cracks of our collective understanding. Stories that remind us that no matter how far we advance, there will always be questions left unanswered. Join me as we journey into the unknown, delving into 10 of the world's most baffling disasters. Our first tale takes us back to 1518 to the city of Strasbourg, where a peculiar plague took hold. This was not your typical disease. No coughing, no fevers, no aching bodies. This was a plague that made people dance uncontrollably for days on end. Yes, you heard that right, a dancing plague. In the heat of July, a woman named Frau Trophea took to the streets and began to dance. There was no music, no celebration, just a lone woman dancing as if possessed. Within a week, more than 30 people had joined her, and by August, the number had swelled to around 400. These were not joyous jigs or celebratory capers. People danced with frantic abandon, their faces twisted in pain and fear. Many collapsed from exhaustion, and some even danced until they dropped dead. The city authorities, perplexed and frightened, could only watch as their citizens danced themselves to death. Historians and scientists have puzzled over this bizarre event for centuries. Was it mass hysteria, a reaction to extreme stress? Was it a case of ergotism, a condition caused by eating moldy rye bread that can lead to hallucinations and convulsions? Or was it something else entirely, a mystery buried in the sands of time? Despite the theories, there are no definitive answers. The dancing plague of 1518 remains one of history's most intriguing and unsettling mysteries, a testament to the inexplicable and the unexplained. To this day, the cause of the dancing plague remains an enigma. Fast forward to 1908, to a remote part of Siberia where the earth shook with a force of 1,000 atomic bombs. This was the Tunguska event. A sudden, jaw-dropping explosion that flattened an area nearly twice the size of New York City. The blast was so powerful, its shock waves were felt thousands of miles away, and its glow, visible even in the UK. Theories abound as to what caused this catastrophic event. Some suggest it was a meteoroid or a comet, disintegrating in our atmosphere, an explanation supported by the absence of an impact crater. Others propose a more outlandish theory, involving a mini black hole or even an alien spacecraft. Yet despite these speculations, no solid evidence has ever been found to support any of these claims. The Tunguska event is a stark reminder of the formidable power of the cosmos, with its ability to reshape landscapes in an instant. It's a chilling testament to the fact that we live in a dynamic, sometimes unpredictable universe. The event also underscores the limits of human knowledge. Despite countless investigations and in-depth studies, we are still grappling with the fundamental question: what caused the Tunguska event? We've sent men to the moon, rovers to Mars, and probes beyond the boundaries of our solar system. Yet here on our home turf, a century-old event continues to baffle us. The Tunguska event is a puzzle that remains unsolved, a conundrum that continues to tease the curious minds. Despite numerous investigations, the Tunguska event remains a mystery. We travel next to the bleak Ural Mountains in 1959, where 9 hikers met a chilling end. The Dyatlov Pass incident, named after the group's leader, Igor Dyatlov, has become one of the most haunting, unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. A group of 9 experienced hikers, all from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, embarked on a winter expedition to reach the peak of Otorten Mountain. However, they never returned, and the circumstances of their demise are shrouded in an enigmatic fog of the unknown. A search party was dispatched after they failed to check in, and what they discovered was nothing short of bewildering. The hikers' tent was found torn open from the inside, as if they had fled in a desperate hurry. The remains of a campfire and footprints, some barefoot or wearing only socks, led to the first 2 bodies. They were found under a cedar tree, dressed only in their underwear despite the harsh sub-zero temperatures. Further searches uncovered the rest of the group, scattered around the area in a state of undress, and with a range of injuries. Some had fractured skulls and broken ribs, but no external wounds to suggest such trauma. One woman was missing her tongue and eyes, a discovery that only added to the growing list of inexplicable details. The official investigation concluded that an unknown compelling force had caused their deaths. Theories have since abounded, from secret military testing and indigenous Mansi attacks, to the more fantastical notions of extraterrestrial involvement or Yeti attacks. The fact that some of the hikers' clothing was found to be radioactive only intensified these speculations. In 2020, Russian authorities reopened the case, concluding that an avalanche was the most likely cause. However, this explanation has been met with skepticism due to inconsistencies with the evidence, and the mystery remains. The Dyatlov Pass incident continues to perplex investigators and enthusiasts alike. The enigma of what happened that fateful night in the Ural Mountains continues to echo through the decades, a chilling reminder of the unknown dangers that may lurk in the shadows of our world. Now let's dive into the depths of the Pacific Ocean in 1997, where an unidentified sound echoed through the water. This sound, known as the bloop, was detected by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. It was an ultra-low frequency and extremely powerful underwater sound that was picked up by sensors nearly 3,000 miles apart. The sheer strength of the bloop was startling, as it was several times louder than the loudest recorded animal, the blue whale. Now you may ask, what could have caused this? An enormous sea monster perhaps? Or an underwater volcanic eruption? The theories are as vast as the ocean itself. Some even suggest it could be the remnants of a lost civilization, or an extraterrestrial signal. However, despite the numerous theories, the source of the bloop remains as elusive as ever. The depths of the ocean continue to hold this secret, cloaked in mystery and intrigue. Despite various theories, the source of the bloop remains unknown. We move now to the late 20th century, where a low-frequency hum began to torment residents across the globe. Called simply the hum, this enigmatic sound phenomenon has been described as a persistent, invasive, low-frequency noise, somewhat akin to a distant diesel engine idling. It's not just an isolated oddity either. Reports of the hum have echoed from the quiet corners of New Zealand to the bustling streets of London. Yet, despite its global presence, only a small percentage of people, often in the same geographical area, can hear it. This has left scientists scratching their heads. Is it a form of tinnitus? Is it a byproduct of modern technology? Or perhaps something more sinister? Various theories have been proposed, from underground tunnels to alien communications, yet none have provided a definitive explanation. The hum remains an auditory enigma, a global mystery that continues to perplex and unsettle. As we speak, the source of the hum continues to elude us. Our journey takes us next to the small town of Taos, New Mexico, where a similar hum has been heard. Nestled in the shadow of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains stands Taos, a town that has been the backdrop of many a Western movie, but also harbors a peculiar, unexplained mystery. The Taos hum, as it's known, is a low-frequency sound phenomenon reported by a fraction of the local population. Described as a distant, rumbling diesel engine or a faint drone, this sound is not just annoying but also disruptive, impacting lives in ways we can only imagine. Yet, despite numerous investigations and studies, the source and cause of the Taos hum remain elusive. Some speculate it could be a result of military experiments, others ponder if it's an auditory hallucination or even a paranormal activity, but with no definitive answers, the hum persists, echoing through the quiet town. The Taos hum, much like its global counterpart, remains a baffling mystery. We now turn to a more recent mystery, one that has affected diplomats and spies in the heart of Havana. Enter the world of international intrigue and diplomacy, where the unexplained and seemingly inexplicable have a way of emerging from the shadows. This is the world of the Havana Syndrome, a bewildering set of medical signs and symptoms reported by United States and Canadian embassy staff in Cuba, starting around late 2016. The symptoms reported were as diverse as they were disturbing: intense headaches, ringing in the ears, loss of balance, cognitive difficulties, even some cases of brain injury. All these symptoms appeared suddenly, often following strange, piercing sounds or vibrations that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Theories about the cause of the Havana Syndrome are as numerous as the symptoms themselves. Some suggested a sonic weapon, a device using sound to inflict harm. Others proposed a microwave attack, a form of radiation causing damage, yet others pointed towards chemical toxins or even psychological stress. However, none of these theories have been proven. The sonic weapon theory, while initially popular, fell out of favor due to the lack of a clear scientific basis. The microwave theory, while plausible, lacks definitive evidence. The toxin theory has been all but discarded due to the absence of any detectable toxins. And the psychological stress theory, while it cannot be completely ruled out, seems unlikely given the severity and specificity of the symptoms. Adding to the mystery is the fact that the Havana syndrome didn't stay confined to Havana. Similar symptoms have been reported by American diplomats in China and even on American soil. This has only deepened the intrigue and increased the urgency of finding an explanation. The Havana syndrome has puzzled the best of medical and scientific communities. Despite extensive investigations and numerous theories, no one has been able to definitively pin down its cause. It's a modern-day enigma, a puzzle that continues to baffle and bewilder. Despite the best efforts of medical and scientific communities, the Havana syndrome remains unexplained. We venture next into the vastness of space, where strange radio signals have puzzled scientists. This unexplained phenomenon, known as fast radio bursts, or FRBs, are brief, bright bursts of radio waves that emanate from galaxies billions of light-years away. They flash across the cosmos for mere milliseconds, yet they generate as much energy as the sun does in an entire day. These elusive signals were first detected in 2007, and since then, only a handful have been recorded. Their sporadic nature and the vast distances they travel make them a challenge to study. Nevertheless, the scientific community remains undeterred. Astronomers worldwide are deploying advanced technologies, from radio telescopes to artificial intelligence, in a concerted effort to unlock the secrets of these cosmic enigmas. Despite these efforts, we are yet to determine their origin. Are they the echoes of colossal cosmic events, messages from advanced extraterrestrial civilizations, or something else altogether? The origin of these fast radio bursts continues to be a cosmic mystery. Our journey through these unexplained disasters brings us to the end, yet the mysteries persist. As we step back to gaze upon the panorama of these enigmatic events, we're struck by their diversity and their inexplicability. From the bizarre dancing plague of 1518, where people danced until they dropped, to the baffling Tunguska event of 1908, where an explosion flattened over 2,000 square kilometers of Siberian forest without leaving a trace of the cause. We've plumbed the depths of the Dyatlov Pass incident, where 9 hikers perished under circumstances so strange, they've confounded investigators for decades. We've listened to the bloop, an underwater sound detected by hydrophones across the Pacific, louder and different from any known marine animal could make. We've heard the hum, a persistent low-frequency noise reported in various locales around the world, and its cousin, the Taos hum, heard by some residents of Taos, New Mexico. Both remain unexplained, their sources as elusive as their effects are unsettling. We've delved into the Havana syndrome, a collection of medical symptoms reported by US and Canadian embassy staff in Cuba starting in 2016. Despite extensive investigation, the cause of these symptoms, which include hearing loss, vertigo, and cognitive issues, remains shrouded in mystery. And finally, we've explored the fast radio bursts, those transient radio pulses from outer space that last mere milliseconds but release more energy than the sun does in a day. Their origins are still unknown, their purpose, if any, unfathomable. These mysteries, spanning centuries and continents, terrestrial and extraterrestrial, remind us of the limits of our understanding. They tantalize us with their secrets, daring us to solve them, to push the boundaries of our knowledge, to venture into the unknown. They remind us that the world is full of wonders and enigmas, that not everything can be explained, that some things are meant to remain mysteries. As we seek answers, we're reminded that our world and the universe beyond still hold mysteries that defy explanation.